Hey, it's Friday, March 8th. Welcome to Struggle Bus the Class. So we're going to see how well we get through all of this. We've got all kinds of fun things for you watching the home game. Let's see how much of a pain and challenge this is going to be. 1 9-week assessment retake. If you've not done it and you want to, you can email it to me over the weekend. I'll be happy to grade it and bump you up. Finish the Socrative from yesterday. I'm trying to track kids down so we can give you a grade. If you're at home, hopefully you've done it because it's a grade. And then the tie game with Spider-Man, because I started playing the new PS4 Spider-Man game. It was awesome. It's the bomb diggity. We're going to get to the bell work in a moment. My idea with the bell work was, hey, let's give the kids something easy on a Friday. And I failed. Because apparently kids be struggling. Also, starting Monday, and here's the thing that's going to freak some of you out, no more phones in my class. I'm done with it. So starting Monday, you're either not bringing your phone to my class, or I'm going to have a spot where you can put your phone during class. If I see your phone, even if it's not being used, if it is just in your boot or in your pocket or on the ground, I take it for 24.5 hours. 24.5, because I keep it till the end of the next day's class. And yes, your parents are going to be aware because I'm getting ready to email them and let them know if they have a problem with this, have you not bring your phone to my class. Problem solved. So that starts Monday, and I'll give you a reminder. Riley Dance Marathon, once again, coming up on Wednesday. You can buy tickets for $10. Come hang out, do a thing. Get a shirt, get food, have fun. Here's the bell work. You're going to probably... no. And here's the bell work. Nice try. If only there was a video you could watch. And what we're going to do for here is, my goal is instead of me writing the sentences for Magic Lens, I was going to let you write the sentences. I was like, well, that way I don't come up with really challenging sentences, and you can do any sentence that you want. And apparently it requires kids to think. And as we've just discovered, kids are not good at that, and it's been painful. Here's all I was asking. You're going to do 3 sentences about Greek mythology. In your sentences, you're going to use 3 nouns, 1 pronoun, 3 verbs, 2 adjectives, 4 adverbs, and 3 prepositions. As simple as that. And then just label them. You can have more than 3 nouns. I just want at least 3 nouns. You can have more than 2 adjectives. I just want at least 2 adjectives. But it does require you to know how words work. Can you do more than 3? Apparently, yes, because we've had kids struggling ferociously. So you can do more than 3 sentences if you want. I just have that as a minimum, and it should be about Greek mythology. By the way, if you don't know what a pronoun is, it is not a noun that starts with a capital letter. That is a proper noun. A pronoun is something different. Well, what is that? You should probably look at your notes. But Mr. Broviak, I lost my notes. If you lost your Magic Lens notes, here's a hint. Go to my website. Go to the grammar page. On the grammar page, scroll all the way to the bottom. You're going to find a blue box. There's something hidden inside the blue box to help you out. Now to the rest of you. The tears, by the way, that you hear on the video are kids coming to terms with both the fact they had to think and the loss of their phones, which apparently has been quite the struggle. So to help them, we're going to talk about gods making poor choices. So back to here.
Therapy.
With our gods, who were the 3rd set of children that were born?
The Titans.
How many were there?
12.
How many boys?
6.
How many girls?
6.
When the boys have to get married, who do they marry?
Their sisters.
Their hot sisters. They marry their hot sisters. That, by the way, hot is an adjective. Sisters on that one to help you out. See?
I already have adjectives.
Just trying to help out. Really hot, see, that'd be an adverb and an adjective. Gifts just raining down.
Oh, I need an adverb.
You're welcome.
Rain, rain.
Let's see, we have to there and then. Oh, they want to build a temple to honor Mommy and Daddy. Where do they build their temple to honor Mommy and Daddy?
Olympus.
What do they call this temple?
Mount Olympus.
Mount Olympus. How many thrones are inside of it?
12.
1 for each of the original ones that was there. And then Mother Earth is upset. Oh, wait, back up. Why is Mother Earth upset?
She can't see her kids.
She wants to have her original children back, but she can't. It makes her all upset and stuff like that. So she hires the first assassin. And who's the first assassin?
Cronus.
What weapon does she give him?
A scythe.
The scythe, the big pointy stick. When does she want him to do it?
Now.
Why do we choose sunset?
That's
when they're coming down for the hug, and that's when the sky gets the closest. And that's what happens. Waits until sky comes down, pops up. Booga, 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 chase, chase, chase. Chases Ernest all the way to the edge of the world, going stabby, stabby, stabby. Every time Cronus stabs into Ernest, what happens?
His
He gets
little
beat.
chunks of him fall off.
Chunks fall to the ground. What happens when the chunks hit the earth?
They grow into
Grow
new
into
monsters.
They start new monsters, and those are going to pop up in our upcoming stories and stuff like that. Gets Ernest all the way to the edge of the earth, because the earth is flat, not round. That's ridiculous to make Kyrie Irving make fun of you. And when he gets to the edge of the earth, before Ernest jumps off and disappears, he gives his son Cronus a gift. And what gift does he give him?
A
curse.
Nicely done. A curse. And what does the curse say?
Your son will overthrow you, and his son will
Your
overthrow
sons
him.
will overthrow you. And your children
that
shall
was the
forth.
word.
Which is almost the same curse that Mr. Brovicast gave, which was, if your tech is still out, I'm going to take it from you, because at some point there's no point having it unless you just want me to torture you. Mr. Brovicast, you're so helpful. Thank you. Is there a reason why you got rid of phone? Yes, sir. So now we have the fact that as soon as Cronus is the new leader, what was the thing he was supposed to do?
Release the children.
Oh,
Does he?
No.
Why?
They're
because
ugly.
they're ugly.
Because they're ugly is correct. They are frighteningly ugly. So instead, he leaves them down there, and he says, "You know what? Everything's going to be okay." Goes back up to Mount Olympus, and he gets his new squad. Did we get to his squad of 3 friends?
Yes.
Smart one.
The first one, Prometheus, and what abilities does he have?
See into the future.
There you go. Super smart, sees the future. What is his brother's name?
Prometheus.
Nicely done. What is his power?
Super
dumb.
There you go. And cannot see in the future. And the third brother?
Atlas.
Nicely done.
Right.
And he is?
Super strong.
Strong.
And who comes up with the idea to create humans?
Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Oh, wait.
What 2 ingredients does he use?
Clan
Magic dust. Wait, no.
Dirt and water. And it makes the people, and he sprinkles the magic dust, but the dirt and water are combined and made from there. And then we have the humans are all created. Then, did we get to him and his children?
No.
His kids.
Alright, so now we have Cronus. At this point, now, if you were cursed and knew one of your children was going to overthrow you, and you did not want this curse to come true,
Oh yeah.
what is the simplest solution to prevent that from happening?
Kill your wife.
Nope, to not have children. That's the simplest solution, to just not have children. But much like a 7th grader, Cronus is not that smart. It's like me telling you, hey, if you touch that desk, you're going to die. This desk? Exactly. So Cronus is much the same way. They're like, don't have children and you'll never have, I've already got a baby coming. Well, never mind, you're an idiot. So at this point, he's now going to be in trouble. So now, the first baby born is going to be little baby Hestia. Now, if you're already going to have the baby, and we can't go back in time and change that part, what's the next best solution to this baby?
Kill it.
There you go, because that's how Greeks solve their problems.
If that fails,
But why can we not do that? Once again, not immoral, because they don't have morals, but definitely immortal. Now, the next best solution might be, hey, Mr. Broviak, can we just throw the baby into a pit like at my house? And yes, I'm all for throwing babies into pits. Great solution. But and here, he even has a pit ready for baby throwing. But the problem is, if he throws a baby into this pit, he knows someone who exists who's already trying to get babies out of pits. And who's already trying to get babies out of pits?
Mother Earth.
Mother Earth. So he's like, well, I can't throw the baby into a pit. So there has to be another solution. So he comes up with another solution, which is?
Eat them.
Eat the baby. So Cronus is the first one that comes up with the eat a baby solution. So now the problem is,
Revolutionized.
Cronus never told the other gods about the curse. He especially didn't tell his wife about the curse. So when she gives birth, he realizes, whoopsie, because she might get a little upset about this whole baby eating thing because, you know, women. So he decides the better solution is just not tell her. So he waits until the baby's born. And then Rhea comes in with little baby Hesh, and she's like, look, honey, we have a baby. And she brings in the baby, and he's like, oh, it's adorable. Can I hold the baby? And she's like, of course you can. And she hands over the baby to him, and he holds the baby, and he's like, I'm not going to get you in my tummy. And of course, she's looking at him going like, it's such a beautiful baby. And he's like, it's a beautiful baby. And he has an idea. He's like, oh, it is. Ooh, smells like fresh new baby. See how that like fresh baby smell kind of makes you know. It's in my... And he swallows the baby. Rhea freaks out. She's like, I didn't want to choke. She's like, you just ate my baby. And he eats the baby. Rhea freaks out about this whole baby eating thing. She's like, that's so not okay. He's like, listen, it's probably never going to happen again. I apologize for eating the baby. Time passes.
I apologize.
There's another baby. Eventually she gives birth to baby Hera. And Cronus is like, oh snap, it's happened again. Rhea comes in with little baby Hera. She's like, hey, here's our next baby. Do not sniff this one. He's like, all right, I won't sniff it. He's like, can I hold it? She's like, yeah, but I'm going to watch you the whole time. He's like, well, okay. And he holds on to the baby. He's like, I'm just doing the baby jiggle. He does the little baby jiggle walk, baby jiggle walk, baby jiggle walk. He does a little baby jiggle walk with it. She's staring at him the whole time. He's like, argh. He's like, see, not sniffing it. And as he walks backwards with the baby jiggle walk, he's like, baby jiggle walk, baby. And the baby goes like, I got the baby. I got the. And swallows the second baby. Rhea's like, you ate another baby. He's like, I fell. It went I don't want to die. And he does this for 3 more babies. Every time. It gets to the point, by the time we get down to baby number 5, he no longer puts effort into it. She walks in, she's like, hey, here's baby number 5. Little baby pussy. He's like, what was that? He's like, oh God, come on, really? And he just goes ahead and eats the baby. So now she gets upset. But it doesn't stop her from having
More babies.
baby number 6. And so when baby number 6 is born, Rhea goes, you know what? I'm tired of you eating all of my babies. So let's solve this baby eating problem. So she decides to go get advice. So she goes and talks to her mother. And who is Rhea's mother?
Mother.
Mother Earth, Gaia. And she goes down there and talks to Gaia. She's like, hey Mom, I'm having a marital problem. And Gaia's like, I know about that. She's like, what's going on? She's like, well, my husband keeps eating all of my babies. And Mother Earth was like, I saw that on a talk show. And she goes, all right, here's my best suggestion. So when you give birth to this next baby, instead of giving it to your husband, bring the baby to me, and I will raise the baby for you. And Rhea's like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Wait, that's not going to work. Mother was like, why not? She goes, well, I'm going to get all pregnant and be like, gablurp, and I'm going to give birth and be like, gablip, and he's going to go the whole gablurp, gablip, where's the baby? So that's not going to work out. He's not that dumb. And Mother Earth goes, oh, yeah, that's a good point. Here's what you do. All right, give birth, bring baby to me, and I will give you a rock. And you will take the rock, put a diaper on it, put a little smiley face on it, and you're going to give that to your husband instead. And Rhea goes, you want me to give my husband a rock, and you think he's going to fall for that? Mother Earth goes, yeah. Rhea goes, that's not going to work. Mother Earth goes, wait a minute. Is your husband a guy? Rhea goes, yeah.
It'll work.
Mother Earth goes, it'll work. And so that's the plan. So she gives birth to little baby Zeus, brings baby Zeus down to Mother Earth. Mother Earth gives her a rock. Rhea goes up to see Cronus with a rock wrapped in a diaper with a little smiley face on it. Cronus isn't even paying attention. He's like watching TV, and he's like, popcorn, popcorn, popcorn. Rhea walks in, she's like, hey, look, here's our baby. He's like, popcorn, popcorn, baby, popcorn. What was that? She goes, oh no, you ate my baby. Darn. And he walks out, and Cronus is like, stupid woman, I ate your baby. And they both think they got away with it, and they think they're geniuses. Zeus grows up down on Earth with Gaia, being raised by a centaur by the name of Chiron. And Chiron raises him up until he becomes a late teenager, early 20s. And things go pretty well. Till one day, Zeus is hanging out with Chiron, his teacher, and his grandmother, and his mother. And they're like sitting around talking. When Zeus lets drop, he goes, hey, I've had a pretty good life. My only real issue is I really wish I'd had siblings. I can't believe I never had any. And one of them accidentally says, you do. You have brothers and sisters. And he goes, what now? They go, you've got brothers and sisters. He goes, well, where are they? Can I go see them? And they go, no, your father ate them. And he goes, what? I have a father? They're like, yeah, surprise. You have a father. He's the king of all the gods. And you have brothers and sisters. And he ate them all. And Zeus is like, teen angst, and runs out. He goes and talks to his girlfriend. He talks to her. He's like, listen, found out I've got brothers and sisters and a father, and my father ate all of my brothers and sisters. And she's like, yeah, that's a pretty messed up home life. He's like, I know. He goes, so here's what I decided to do. I'm going to go free them. She's like, that's a great idea. How are you going to do it? He goes like, well, I'm a guy, so it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to grab a sword, I'm going to run up to Mount Olympus, kick in the door, run at him and go, yeah! And just chop him in half, thus freeing all of my brothers and sisters. She goes, time out. He's like, what? She goes, well, you're going to run at him. He goes, yeah. She goes, you're going to chop him in half. He goes, yeah. She goes, where are your brothers and sisters? He goes, trapped in his stomach. She goes, where's the sword going to go? He goes, across his stomach. She goes, well, you're not just cutting your dad. He goes, what? Because who else is he going to cut?
His brother.
Now, is that going to kill them?
No.
No, because they're immortal. But you don't want to meet your brother for the first time. You're like, hi, I used to have arms and legs. You saved me. And it falls over. And then 2, there's a good chance a fight is going to come right after this. And it's hard to say, hey, let's attack Daddy, while you crawl at him with your one arm. So she goes, that might not be the best solution. He's like, fine. He's like, well, what do you say? She goes, well, how about we approach this a bit more intelligently? She goes, there's something in his stomach, right? He goes, yeah. She goes, and you want the thing in his stomach to come out of his stomach? He goes, yeah. She goes, how do you get things in a stomach out of a stomach?
Hard.
Nicely done. She goes, you're going to create a pukey potion. So you give him this pukey potion, and then that way he's going to then throw up all of them. Much like some kids throw up all of their points by packing up while the teacher's still doing things. And it's almost the exact same idea. Well, at least you have your blue sheet out, so I don't have to charge you double points. So he goes, that's a great idea. I should definitely do something like that. It's almost like you're in the front row. So easy for me to see. The worst hiders ever. So that's what Zeus does. He waits, he puts on a disguise, and then goes up to Mount Olympus. And goes and knocks on the door. Waits for Cronus to answer. Then Cronus comes over. He's like, hey, who are you? Zeus says, I'm Bob, god of socks. And Cronus like, oh, I don't recognize you. He's like, I'm from Texas. He's like, oh, come on in. And he goes ahead and brings him in. And he was like, well, what have you been doing? And Cronus like, I'm just watching the football game. You can come on in. And Zeus comes in. He's like, who's playing? He's like, it's just the Titans. And so they sit and so they sit down and they're watching the football game together. And Zeus is like, how am I going to get him to drink the potion? He goes, oh, hey, you have anything to drink around here? I'm getting kind of thirsty. And Cronus like, I do. I've got a fridge over there. It's full of my favorite drink. Go grab me one. It'd be great. So Zeus goes over there, pulls him out, and is like, is your favorite drink Mountain Dew? And he's like, it is. And so he pulls out the two. Thank you. And then he pulls out that joke maybe over your head. Get it? Mountain.
Oh my God. I know, it's so bad.
It's so fun. And so he gets his, I wish I was that good, gets his 2 Mountain Dews, and then pours, then gets out the special little pukey potion. Gets out the pukey potion, pours that in there too, glubby, 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 stirs it up, and then brings in the 2 drinks. He's like, hey, Cronus, I've got you a drink. And then sets it down. He's like, drink up. And they both drink up at the same time, like, glubby, 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 and watches as Cronus drinks it the entire time. Glub, glub. He's like, And then as soon as he finishes it, Cronus is like, I don't feel so good. He was like, I think that Mountain Dew went bad. And all of a sudden, blah, begins to throw up. When he does, he begins to throw up small babies. Back it, and small children start plopping onto the ground in front of him. Well, 6 small babies, 5 small babies, and the last one he throws up is not a baby. It's a rock. And then he and Zeus have that awkward eye contact you have after you've just got done throwing up 6 babies. And they're like, you just threw up 6 babies. He's like, yes, I did. And then all of a sudden, those 6 babies rise up and form into his brothers and sisters. And Zeus goes, arise, fight! And Zeus and Cronus begin this big fight where they start going against each other. Now, over here, the posters above where Uber are, these are the 6 kids that he eats, which is why I put them there. So you have Hades, Poseidon, Zeus, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia. And then the person who ate them is the one that's the higher one right there. So in case you ever forget the 6 kids that got eaten, they're the ones that are going to be right here. 3 boys, 3 girls, and I put them over there on that side. So that's why they're connected in that way. If you look really closely, what's he standing on?
The rock!
So at this point, the big war breaks out between Zeus and Cronus. Ice Ray?
Which one of them ate Pam?
No one did. He's just off to the side. He's just adorable and chunky. So now, during this big fight, it turns out Zeus is incredibly charismatic. and really good at getting people to his side. And Zeus starts recruiting other gods to help him fight. And it becomes very much of a pro-baby eating and anti-baby eating in these two different sides. About how do you feel about your right to eat children. And Cronus is like, it's my right. I brought babies into this world. It's not my fault. They're delicious. I should be able to eat any baby that I want. And they're like, hey, babies have rights too. They should be able to crawl on the ground without getting eaten by their parents. And so because of that, the two sides form and they begin to fight. It becomes, instead of Cronus and his children, it becomes Cronus versus his children. And eventually, instead of being called Cronus versus his children, it gets retitled as a thing we pick up next week. Monday, we will pick up as our fighting from there. Enjoy those of you with issues.